Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I want to talk about signs that she likes you more than a friend. And this is actually a really important video because of a particular aspect that I see, at least in the United States, where I'm from. Gender norms play a pretty big part of this, which can be really frustrating for men because they kind of don't know that this is what's occurring. And I'm going to explain that in more detail. So basically, if a woman likes you, not all women are like this, but sometimes she's not going to say it because that's just not what she was raised to do. Which I know a lot of men just, this is extremely frustrating for y'all, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I never do, even if you guys get pretty upset with a lot of things I say. I do this because I want to help somebody, and I'm being honest. She might genuinely like you, and she just is not going to say anything. Like she's too afraid, or she feels like it's not her place, or she feels like if you liked her, you would do something about it, because that's what women are taught to believe. And another tricky part about this is a lot of women, whether it be good or bad, are not necessarily, how do I even put this? A lot of men are wanting, like most women, even just let's say one hypothetical girl, there's a lot of guys who want to date her. And so the assertive ones, even if she might not like them, because they're assertive, she's going to go for that one because women just tend to follow the leader type of thing. And so that is why those more dominant, assertive men tend to get women, but not all the time. But there are some situations where they're friends first and she starts warming up to him, and then maybe he'll make the move or he'll send signs, and then she'll get more comfortable admitting she likes him. And this is a situation that can happen a lot, but men, it just doesn't register to them as easily because women are just so much more indirect and quiet about these things comparison to men, where just it's just so much more obvious, which I think is a great trait that you guys have. And even women who think they're obvious, they're not. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And that's why I mentioned gender norms. I think a lot of it comes from probably biology, psychology, but I think also just the social construct of at least the United States, where I think women are just taught that that's how it's supposed to be, and men are taught how certain things are supposed to be. But it gets confusing because men believe if someone likes me, it's direct, and that is that because that's how they are. Men are more taught to think about not themselves in a bad way, but they just are more focused on, they're kind of raised to be less emotional, more of a leader, and they're reprimanded a lot for feeling. So they don't think about those little small details of feelings that women are taught to think about all the time. So it's just very different. And we can talk about that in another video because I understand that might be a little confusing. And I'm sure a lot of you guys will disagree or get angry. I could be wrong, okay? It's just my perspective and I'm trying to help. The first one is she checks on you, such as texting you to ask how you're doing or ask how your day was. Women do this because they care. And a lot of times women who do this, yes, they do this with their friends as well, but very often it's going to be a little bit more frequent. It might be annoying to some of y'all. I know some guys don't like this, but she might ask you, let's say it's snowing outside. She might say are you out driving today? Just be careful. I don't want to tell you what to do. Like she might tiptoe around it a little bit. That's even more of a sign actually, if she's tiptoeing because she cares about your feelings a lot. Not that she should be afraid of you, but sometimes women just take the back seat really quickly, even if you didn't do anything. But you'll see that she's asking what you're doing, how your day was, whatever it is. The next one is kind of what we were just talking about. She's sensitive to your emotions and may take them personally. This one is so common that I almost want to say almost every person, like any woman that likes you, will end up doing this at one point, typically. Just even if it's just a little bit. And I don't think it's always about confidence. A lot of people think women who do this are insecure. Maybe it makes it more stronger. But I have just noticed this when I work with couples, even confident women, they do this with their husbands in comparison to men don't do this as often, but they take her emotions as a failure. Like if she's upset that he forgot something, his mind is thinking, okay, she's mad because I didn't do something. I did something wrong. How do I help her? But also, how do I make sure that she doesn't get even more mad, which ruins both of our day, right? That's how he thinks of it. She thinks, I made him mad. He doesn't like me. Maybe he doesn't care about how I feel. That's typically how it works for a woman. even when you guys aren't married, even if she likes you and you guys are just friends, she'll start having a little bit of those aspects as well. She'll take your emotions personally. She might tiptoe around them. If you're in a bad mood, she doesn't want to text you, or she's like a little nervous to text you, or just, she might say, just thinking about how you're feeling. If you want to talk, you can, no pressure, right? She's really trying to not get you to show too much emotion where it makes her feel like she's going to be rejected by you. So that's kind of where that happens. The next one is she talks about events weeks or months away that include you. Some women do this in general with their friends. That's why remembering that all of these together, really a collection of it, really will help indicate if she likes you. Now, I know some of you guys are married and you guys were actually in this situation at first, and you guys can share with other folks in the comment section how that occurred, because I imagine some of this started showing up. Not sure, but I've seen it, right? She talks about events, maybe something you guys will do over summer, or she might ask you ahead of time, do you have any plans for Thanksgiving? I know your family's far away. And she's kind of trying to allude to the fact that maybe she wants to do that with you, or she might directly ask you. The next one is frustrating. I understand that, but it does come from a good place. She has expectations for you. Again, I know y'all don't like this, but it is true. These expectations could be something that you might feel like she's pressuring you to change, right? Let's just say she's Christian and you're kind of, you are, but maybe you're not really heavy in the church scene. Maybe you don't really read the Bible. Maybe you pray every now and again, but it's not something that's core in how you represent yourself. And maybe she wants you to be more religious and she kind of pushes that on you a little bit, or she might ask you, or she might like do it indirectly, which I know can be annoying, but like maybe when y'all are in the car, she's like playing religious music, right? It's kind of her wanting and having expectations that you can be more religious, because somewhere, even if she doesn't really realize it subconsciously, it's because she probably is expecting that if you are more religious, maybe you guys can be more compatible, family oriented type of situation. And that's kind of where that's coming from. But she might directly just tell you some expectations as well. The next one is she actually does seem like happier around you overall, generally, including smiling more often. This one's really nice to observe, because I almost see that it can come across like playful. Now, this even happens when folks are married. It's just sometimes she's going to seem like more happier around you at certain times than pretty much anyone else. And this one's a really big indicator. It's not going to happen all the time, but if you see glimpses of this, this one's really a good one as well. And the next one is you're able to make her laugh. And a lot of times what you can do to really check on this, if you're curious, if she's in like a bad mood, and you like try and make her laugh and it does lighten, like make her feel a little bit lighter on the emotion she was feeling, that's a very good indicator. But in general, if she's laughing a lot, if she thinks you're really funny, it's pretty obvious she likes you. And usually what's going to happen is when you're making her laugh, her body's like pretty angled towards you, because she's very fixated on how you feel and how you're expressing yourself. And part of this is actually a form of her expecting some dominance towards, like, from you. I know that some people don't like that word, but I don't know. I'm using that word. I'm not trying to be offensive about it. She might feel like you're able to alleviate some of the stress she has. I think that's why women like men who can make them laugh, at least to some extent, because it makes her feel like you can make her happy. So I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.